Hey guys and gals, it's a great day to walk in the woods. It's pretty warm here in Oklahoma right now. It's 80 some odd degrees, probably 85. Got a little cloud cover though, so that's nice. And it's got a little breeze, got quite a bit of breeze blowing, so that's nice. It's a great day to walk in the wood, and I thought I'd just give you a little update on Chris. We've had her home now for 5 days back here at the ranch, and I gotta tell you, she's loving the ranch. She's loving being here. I tried to get her in the mule yesterday. The seats on the mule's a little bit too high, a little high on the tracker off-road, so we couldn't really get her in either vehicle, but I put her in her car. I put her in her Cadillac and drove her around the ranch, even drove over to the garden and did not get it stuck, which was good. But and she just enjoyed it so much. She's enjoying sitting out on the deck and watching the deer. And of course Jenny comes up, and Jenny's turned into a lover since Lucy's been gone, and that's nice. I mean, we're getting a lot of enjoyment out of that. We have a little bit of something going on here. I haven't seen Ranger since I got back from New York on our New York film trip. I got back Sunday about 3 o'clock. I drove 1,120 miles on Saturday, and drove another 500 some odd Sunday. Got home about 3 o'clock, 3:30 that afternoon. I was so anxious to get home and see Chris here at home, and it's been fantastic. But I thought I'd just walk around in the woods a little bit and around the lake here and see if I couldn't run across Ranger. I saw a deer the other day up the way that I thought it sure looked like him. And we have no collar on that little guy. We have no collar on Nina, but Nina's been coming to the house every day with Nina's been coming with Forrest and Jenny every single day, and Forrest Ranger hadn't been there, and so I'm sure hoping something hadn't happened to that little rascal. You know, we've got a lot of coyotes around. We've been trying to work on those coyotes a little bit, but I don't think we're gaining on them. I think they're gaining on us, kind of like the wild pigs. So I hope something hasn't happened to my little beauty Ranger. You know, a deer's got a tough struggle in their lifetime out in the woods. I mean, they're such a gentle animal, and the only thing they've got going for them is they're fast, and they're very, very wary. They can smell good, they can hear incredibly well, and so I'm walking around the lake here, just kind of wondering if I might run into little Ranger somewhere. I'm hoping I don't find a body, but I want to give you an update on Chris and what's happened since we got her home here. Of course, Sherry got her home on Friday. Richard is almost like he is like a son, not almost like a son. We raised Richard since he was about 3 weeks old, and he's the kid's cousin is what he is, Jamie and Sherry's cousin, but he's been in our household pretty much all his life. He runs our retail store and has worked for us forever, just like Jamie and Sherry's worked in the company. And a big part of what we've done in the business world is because of Richard. Aunt Lou, Richard's mama, came down also and helped Chris. They went to Tulsa and helped Sherry with Chris and got her back down here at the house. And it almost seemed like it's been a wasted several days as far as improvement. And I know some of you are going to say, Jimmy, be patient. And I am trying to be patient. And I am being patient. I'm not just trying. I am being patient. There's no doubt about it. But we've got home health care set up here for the next for the next 3 weeks. The rest of this week, which is only a couple days left. And this seems like a wasted week, really, as far as rehab is concerned. But that's really not, because her brain is rehabbing, her body's rehabbing, even when it's at rest. And but as far as gains and stuff, we really haven't had much gains this week. She still gets tired really, really easily. She hasn't gained anything as far as being able to use that right arm or her right foot, for that matter. In fact, if anything, her right leg might have got a little bit weaker because she hadn't been working nearly as hard with it. Getting a little bit harder when we stand her up, and I'm going to tell you, it's an awful lot of work. There's no doubt about it, and honestly, Sherry's doing way more than I am. I'm kind of helping. This is kind of what I'm doing, but But Sherry is just, I couldn't get by without Sherry. My kids are just like the two greatest kids in the world, and Jamie's been great. Jamie came down after church on Sunday and was here Sunday evening and Sunday night and helped me get some stuff done on Monday here at the ranch, some things that actually helped fix the ice machine and some things that he kind of got the expertise to do that I have a hard time doing. But and we went fishing that evening a little bit. We went out and fished. Monday evening a little bit before he had to go back home, and we caught 58. We did really good, probably about 10 crappie, and the rest of them were bass. And we were just fishing for bass. We just used bass fishing lures. In fact, he got to use the new Redman spinnerbait, which we will have back out. Excuse me. Oh man, allergy. But I love being in the woods. But we caught 58 fish, and Jamie got to use new Redman spinnerbait. We've been testing prototypes on the Redman. We don't have it quite right, but that will be pretty doggone close. In fact, we're using the original mold from a Redman spinnerbait, and I only had 4 of them is all I had, and it's just unbelievable fish catching bait. It's an unbelievable concept in spinnerbaits. It's old-fashioned, it is, but keep in mind I won 2 BASS Angler of the Year titles on that bait, 1976 and 1986. So it's a remarkable spinnerbait, different than anything that we fish with nowadays, including our Legend spinnerbait. Totally different. We'll have that bait on the market sometime. I'm hoping in the next 2 or 3 months. Might take longer than that. We'll see. We're working on it, trying to make it exactly right before we bring it out. But back to Chris. She just not really progressed much this week. Her speech I thought was getting quite a bit better, because I could understand a whole lot more of what she said, but it didn't seem like in the last 2 or 3 days that's digressed a little bit. But I was told that would happen. I was told that sometimes you take a step forward and 2 steps back, and that's seemingly what's happened. But it's tiring, and I stay up really, really late. Chris has been going to bed 8:30, 9 o'clock, so she gets up really early, and so I get up with her. It's something it's great to be sleeping with her again. I'm sleeping with her again. We're not fooling around. We're not doing that. She's not ready for that yet. We've talked about it a little bit, though. That's pretty exciting for me anyway. I don't know how exciting it was for her. I think it's probably exciting for her too. But it's just wonderful to have her back here, and she's going to be here for 3 weeks, this week and 2 more. And I'm pretty much trying to dedicate 100% of my time for her during this 3 weeks. When she moves back over to Sherry's, she'll be doing outpatient back up at Kaiser Rehab Center in Tulsa. And I believe that she's going to show some remarkable improvement up there. She'll have great technicians. She'll have the machinery and stuff. The home health people are good. We've actually got a really good one down here in Stephen McCartney, who is our preacher's son, and he actually said he'll come out and do some extra sessions on his own time, and which is just fantastic. That's just a friend. It's just friendship. It's kind of like what I talked about in one of the devotionals the other day about helping people. It's just people helping people, and that's what it's all about. But I'm going to tell you, I probably love her more than I've ever loved her in my life, and I've just loved her more than life itself, for a lot of years. But to watch her go through this and see the courage and the strength that she's had has been totally remarkable, and it's hurt me so much to see her have to suffer the way she's had to suffer the last 50 days. We're over 50 days now. This is day number 51, I guess, and to watch her go through this, it's just hurt me so much. But she's been so courageous, and she's been so good, and she's got a little doubt in her mind about whether she's going to be well or not. And you tell her she's going to walk again, she's going to use that arm again, she's going to be able to talk, and everybody will be able to understand her. And and she can talk. I mean, she's understanding what she's wanting to say, but it's just not coming out of her mouth. But all that's going to come. I know that's going to come. God is healing Chris every single day, and I know that. And God is healing Chris even when she backs up a little bit, even when it seems like she regresses and is not as good as she quite was the day before. And but I'm going to tell you, the other day I was putting her in bed, and she did something that just touched my heart in such a big way that it was just amazing. Sherry and I, it takes both of us, to get her out of the wheelchair and get her stood up. And she stands up good and straight, and she's a little hesitant, more hesitant now than she was in Tulsa even, but she stood up good and straight, and we got her around and laid her down in bed and got her nightgown on and stuff, and she's getting ready to go ahead and go to sleep. And Sherry went on and left the room, and she took my hand and she looked up at me, and she said, just as plain and clear as you could ever say it, she said, "Honey, I am so sorry." And it broke my heart when she said that. And I told her, I said, "Baby, none of this is your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just, it happened. It's an illness. It's a stroke. It happened. It's a brain bleed. It's not your fault." But that shows you really what love is. She's sick. She's suffering. She's hurting. She's got a broken body. She's got a broken mind or brain. And yet, she's concerned about me. And I'm totally concerned about her, but that's what love's really all about. And it just, that stuck in my mind. I couldn't get that out of my mind. I haven't been able to get it out of my mind. And I think that was Sunday evening when I got back. And I thought, well, I just couldn't help but think, that's been on her mind for 6 or 7 weeks, 7 weeks plus now. That's probably been on her mind all along, is I'm sorry I'm sick. She's sorry to me that she's not, the same woman she was, although she is. She's just a little bit injured right now. But she's not the same to her kids and her grandkids. She's not the same to her fur babies, to Beamer. And she feels bad about not being the same. She obviously doesn't need to. I mean, she didn't do anything wrong, but that's love when a woman says something like that. And it just kind of touched my heart in a big way when she said that. But she is really about the same. But I really believe that with these next 2 weeks, which we're going to do intensive, they were set up for 8 weeks of home care. And we told them, well, she's not going to be here 8 weeks. She's only going to be here this week and 2 more. And then she'll be moving over and living in Sherry and Jack's house. And only reason they're doing that is because we're closer to Tulsa. They're 80 miles from Tulsa. And I'll be going over there and, and spending a night with her and taking her to Tulsa the next day. And I'll probably take her one of the 3 days and let Jamie and Sherry and Mandy, some of the other kids, maybe Jordan, some of the other kids, take her to church, take her to rehab, and let them be with her during that. So I probably will go over and spend a night with her, take her to rehab, spend another night with her, and then come back to the ranch and do all the work that we've got to do for Jimmy Houston Outdoors and all of the various sponsors. My sponsors, O'Reilly Auto Parts and Bass Pro Tracker, Ranger Boats, Mercury Motors, Shell Oil Company, Shell Rotella, all of them have just been so fantastic during all this. They've not put any pressure on me to do things out of the ordinary, and I told them I'll do whatever. I'm still working and promoting for all those companies. We're still doing television shows. We're still growing social media, and the growth of the social media has been, a lot of it's been y'all. Over 600,000, well, right at, not quite 600,000, but just in the next few days, probably go over 600,000 on Facebook, 106,000 on YouTube, and a lot of that is y'all sharing with your friends and telling your friends about our channel, and And I just, oh, look over there. I turn around. See that over there? I wonder if she's having a baby over there. She looks like she might be. That's a wild deer there. That's not one of our babies that come to the house. I'll walk over there just in case there might be a baby there. We really only had one baby born. I'm going to show you that baby on tomorrow nights. Come here. Bella, come here. Bella, come here. I'm going to show you that baby on tomorrow night's video of our new series, Watching Deer Antlers Grow. And they've changed a lot this week. I can't wait to get up there and, Bella, come here. Do that video tomorrow. I'm going to look and see if, of course, this grass is pretty high here. It's almost impossible to see a baby deer. You almost step on them like I did last year with Lucy's triplets before you know this one's there. But I'm going to look down here anyway. But we should have quite a few baby deer being born on the ranch. We saw another one the other day too. But yeah, I don't see anything down here. I do not. But Chris is just about, I guess you might say, treaded water this week, or maybe backed up just a little bit. But I've got full faith and confidence, and I keep telling her that, baby, you're going to walk again. You're going to talk again plainly and clearly and distinctly. And we're going to know, your mouth's going to say exactly what your mind is thinking. That's going to happen. And that's going to be wonderful that you're going to be doing that again. Well, it's hot out here in the sun. It's about 90 degrees when you get out here in the sun. We get back up here in the woods in the shade. But I've been encouraging her that everything is going to be great. And when she gets back up there and starts working hard, it's 3 days a week and it's 3 hours. I guess they do occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech therapy for an hour 3 times a week. And we're using a computer program for her speech at home. We got some things that she's doing as she sits in her wheelchair to kind of work on that right arm. The great thing is her arm and leg not injured. Now they're weak because they haven't been used now in about 50 days, but they're not injured. So it's a matter of those connecting with her brain. Once they connect with her brain and start relearning what they're supposed to be doing, what that arm's supposed to be doing, what that leg's supposed to be doing, she's going to be fine. She's going to be really fine. And but right now it's sort of we've had a few days. It's been almost just treading water. But can I tell you, if you're treading water, you're not drowning. If you're treading water, you're not drowning, and that's fantastic. And we're not drowning. God is walking with us every day. He's holding Chris's hand, and I hope he's whispering in her ear through his Holy Spirit that's inside of her that everything's going to be okay, baby. Everything's going to be okay. And we're trusting God 100%, just like I have from day one when this happened. And I'll try to do these updates. I know some of you have written and said, where's our update? And I'll try to do them, at least a couple of them a week. Sherry posts some stuff too that she just writes out. She's not videoing. But it's all going to be okay. God is healing Chris. We're in one of those periods right now that it's probably all good. I've got a couple verses that I hang my hats on. And one of them says, God has the power to do increasingly abundantly more than you can ever ask or think for. So all of the things that we've asked or think for Chris, all of the things that y'all have asked and thought about for Chris, God has the power to do it all, and even more than we can ever imagine, And the other verse that I kind of hang my hat on is that all things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose. And can I tell you, this week that seems like it's been kind of going backwards the last 4 or 5 days since Chris got back here Friday. And keep in mind now, this is Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. I haven't been here, but well, I got here Saturday, so I guess I was here. I got here Sunday evening, so I guess I've been here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 4 days of the 5 days that she's been here. But But although it seems like that not much is happening, although it seems like she's not gaining a whole lot, she probably is. God's healing her. He's healing her mind, healing her brain, healing her legs, her arms, her speech. He's doing it all. Even though we can't see much happening right now, God's got his own timetable, and it's going to be a perfect one. And he's going to heal Chris, and everything's going to be fine. Well, I've done a lot of walking out here. I don't know really how far I've walked. I've been walking constantly since I left. I walked around a lot of areas. I've seen no dead baby deer, so I tell you, I saw a deer the other day. It wasn't but about a half a mile from the house here. That looked an awful lot like Ranger, and I'm telling you, Ranger and Nina can become, pretty much very independent, and not been around that much since Lucy died, and so they might realize they're on their own. And little Ranger might have kind of set out to make his own life a little bit, a lot like Milburn has done. I saw a deer the other day that had some horns growing. Their antlers are growing now, and he just stood there beside the road. I was driving, leaving. I was kind of in a hurry, but I was driving and leaving, and it looked like Milburn. And I stopped and I said, Milburn. He just sat there and looked at me. I didn't have time to jump out and go see, but it might have been Milburn. It sure might have been. If he's around and he's around here somewhere, he'll come and see me. I guarantee you he'll come and see me. So, guys and girls, I'm going to get off here. I haven't found Ranger, so that's good. That's very, very good. That once we knew that Lucy was missing, it didn't take me long to find her. I know these woods like I know the living room of the house. So, but Chris is going to be okay. She's going to be okay. She's going to be great. And this week's just been a little, maybe a regression week, but we're going to have positive things to report in the future. We're going to show you that little baby deer tomorrow night. I went up there and looked at it yesterday, walked out there, and I didn't jump it up and let it run a little bit because it was just laying there, and he's cut his eyes, looked at me. She's a little doe, and she's beautiful. She's just absolutely gorgeous, and you're going to fall in love with that little girl. I guarantee you, she's going to fall in love with her. And she's doing well. It seems like she's doing really, really good. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. We got a weekend coming up here in a couple of days, so maybe get off early Friday because it's Memorial Day weekend. A great weekend to respect and celebrate in America, particularly the people who have given their lives for this country. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one. And remember, I sure do love you.